Hi everyone, like we all know, it's time for year end, and that's typically marked with parties and lots of celebrations. The wedding season in India kicks in full swing, and of course, there's this beautiful Christmas and exciting New Year's ahead, for which I have created this holiday makeup look. Do watch the video right until the end, and yeah, let's begin. Now I have done my one eye already so that we save time, and I have prepped my face with the moisturizer, foundation and concealer, and I've finished my eyebrows, so we can just directly start off with the eye makeup now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start off with my eyeshadow primer. This is something I do in all my videos and I will continue to do so even in the future. So whenever I do heavy makeup looks, I always apply an eyeshadow primer. My eyes tend to get very oily and greasy, so I have to have this product on at all times. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of that. By the way, the one I'm using is Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer potion. It's my makeup staple and it's always with me. The next thing that I'm going to do is something that I don't do usually is apply some concealer on my eyes. This will just lend a good base and help the color to pop out well. So generally when I do heavy eye makeup looks, I try defining my crease first because that just gives me a nice outline, and it also in the next step gives me an indication of as to how much color can I pat on this area. So I'm just going to take a nice neutral color and using this eyeshadow palette by Tarte. So I'll just dip in this. The color is called South Beach, but it's a nice rosewood color, and I'll just sweep it along my crease. Now generally it all depends on the shape and size of the eye. If you do not have too much space between your brows and the eye, you have to just put very little and identify those little corners where you can apply your crease color. I have too much space, so I don't not only go on my crease, I also go a little above it. But if your eye is on the smaller side, just take a little bit and just apply like one line across the crease and you're good. Now for the next step, I'm going to need a kohl pencil and a blending brush or a smudging brush. Now a tip here would be to keep both these products handy with you because the products dry out really quick, because what you're going to do is you're going to apply this kohl pencil all over the eyelid and immediately smudge it out. So if your brush is not next to you, the product will just dry up by the time you go finding your brush. So you just have to be very quick in this step. Now since we are doing a holiday party makeup look, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch this a little bit and make an outer V. This will just give you nice definition, but you have to make sure that the V on this side and the V on this side are exact same. There has to be symmetry, and then you take your kohl pencil and just apply it on your eyelids. You can just pat it, and yeah, you don't have to be precise in this case, and then just immediately take your brush and smudge it out like that. So what you have to do is just take the product all the way up till the crease line that you had made before. So that is like your indication that you don't have to go above it. If at any point you feel the product is less, just dip in your brush into your kohl pencil like that and just go this way. The best way to get products going is to stretch your brows from here and apply it this way so that the product goes into the inner corners. Now at this point you might be very tempted to wash your face and get rid of the whole thing because it looks extremely haphazard, but so don't panic if that happens because the look is not complete yet. So just spend some time in putting the product through and blending it with your crease. So the color that I'm going to go in with is a steel gray. This is the one. This is the color. Can you see it? Yeah, this is the color. This is the color that I'll be using. And the good thing about using colors like grays, browns and blacks are that you can wear those colors with almost any color of outfit. So even if you're wearing something pink, green, hues of yellow or anything bright, this look will go with it. I'm just going to take some product into my brush and dust off the excess. And I generally keep a tissue so that there's no product fallout. And I'm just going to pat it on the eyelids. And while I do that, I'm just going to make sure that every section of black that I'd used with the kohl pencil earlier gets covered. Now here again, I'm stretching my eyelid, because if I don't, I just end up applying here. If I do, I get more space to play with. And there you end up just sort of brushing over that outer V you created. And you keep blending till you don't see any harsh lines visible. And at all points, just keep comparing both the eyes. You cannot have two different eyes. I'm just gonna spend a minute in blending out everything, because you don't want any visible harsh lines. Next, I'm just gonna take this gold and highlight my brow bones. It's very simple. Now, if you think this much is enough, you can end the color part here. But if you want to just amp up your look a little more and make it more jazzy, you can just take some glitter. Like, depending on how the pigmentation of your glitter is, just take a little bit to start and just apply on your eyelids. It's always better to start with like little products and then build, instead of taking excess and then later wiping them out. So I'm going to take some glitter and yeah, apply it on all over my eyelids. Let me also tell you, the glitter looks a lot better in person than I think it's appearing on the video. But yeah, a little bit of glitter goes a long way. Now, if you have any glitter particles fallen around your eye, what you need to do is just take a Q-tip and take some of your concealer. Just dab it a little bit, like very tiny amount, and just sweep it off like that. So all those glitter particles that have got smeared here and there will be pulled away. I have generally been avoiding kajal of late because I had my LASIK eye surgery. So I tight line instead, and sometimes when you tight line, that kajal that you apply on the upper lash line comes on the lower lash line. So in order to avoid that, I just take a white pencil and just go a little bit on my lower lash line, like a very tiny amount. And yeah, that's it. Next, I'm going to tight line my eyes. Now this procedure looks a little scary. You know how it is. Next, I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. I'll be using L'Oreal's signature matte eyeliner. Now for the eyeliner, you can generally play around. If you want to go in with a winged, you can go in with a winged. I have flicked my liner out a little bit, so it's really your choice. You can go with any eyeliner style that you like, as long as it fits with the remaining makeup. Once my eyeliner is done, I'm going to curl my lashes. If you want to go in with false eyelashes, you can opt for that as well. I have a video on how to wear your false eyelashes. If you go to my YouTube channel, Makeup by Deepika K, and just scroll a little bit, you will see one video where I have explained step by step as to how to get your false eyelashes on. Next, I'm just going to curl my lashes with this mascara. It is the Dior Show Iconic Overcurl. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning. I'll again take my Q-tip, dab in some concealer, just apply it here and just sweep it off so that this whole area looks neat and clean. So that finishes my eye makeup, and now I'm just going to play with my bronzer and my highlighter. So I'm generally in a mood to mix and match stuff, so I'm just going to take my bronzer by MAC. It's called matte bronze bronzing powder, and this blush by L'Oreal, it's called Life's a Peach. I'm just gonna dip in my brush in both the products here like that, and just apply it on the sides of my cheekbones. The whole purpose of contouring is to lend definition to the face, and I just love using bronzers on my face and generally on my body. It just gives you the perfect dimension, and yeah, I love bronzers. If you are in that complete holiday mood where you want to go all out, you can just go in with some blush. I'm using this blush, Orgasm. It's the other version which has a bit of a metallic finish by NARS, and I'm just gonna dab this and apply a very tiny amount because I'm really going in with the bronzer and the highlighter. So just a tiny bit of this is enough to give you that light hint of pink. I also contour my nose a bit so that it looks nice and slender in pictures. But again, it's up to you. If you feel like doing it, you can. Otherwise, you can skip it. Next is time to shimmer and shine with a highlighter. I'm using a highlighter by Makeup Revolution. I just got it recently. I won't call it one of the best highlighters, but yeah, it's nice. It's okay. You can move on with life with this. And I'm just gonna highlight. Now, I really don't know how much is enough. I tend to get a little carried away with the highlighter. So you can stop whenever you think you're not looking like a light bulb anymore. Now, what I generally do is, after I finish off my entire face, I just take a tiny amount of my foundation. For this look, I've used the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by NARS. And I take like literally this much, like less than a drop, and I just apply it on my beauty blender, and then I just go all over my face so that the makeup kind of gets a screen over it. Now with the lip color, you can go in with any lip color you desire. The only thing is the lip color will completely change your look. Since your eyes are really heavy, I suggest don't go with a very heavy lip color. On second thoughts, you can indulge in a plum or a deep red, but that looks a little over the top. So depending on where you're going, if your function really demands that you wear that kind of makeup, it's okay. If you go with something really light, again, there could be chances that the lip color doesn't show after a certain point in time. So I would generally go for a shade that's somewhere in between. It's not too dark and not too light. And the color that takes care of that requirement is Cathedral by Kat Von D. It's a nice brick brown, and I can either amp it up with some red. I can just like add a hint of red and the color becomes brighter, or I can just add on some nude and bring the color down. So it's a nice shade that's in between. It's not too dark and not too light. I will just line my lips first. Next, I'm going to fill up the lip color. You can spend some time in making sure that your lipstick is right. I'm just doing it quickly because I'm doing it for a video. And there. I'm not sure if the lighting is a little off, but this is my final look. I will post pictures at the end of the video so that you can see how it has turned out. The good thing about this look is that it can be paired with your colorful Indian costumes in case you're headed for a wedding, along with all that heavy jewelry. You can also wear it during Christmas and New Year days. So I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and wish you happy holidays.